morning, my friends. In today's video, we're going to be doing a little get ready with me using the brand Milani drugstore products, keeping it drugstore. Probably 70, maybe 80% of the products will be Milani. There is probably a few products pulled in that's not Milani, but you know, trying to keep it as much Milani as we can. A lot of things went rancid, so I didn't want to replenish them at this point. I have already cleaned my face in the morning, what I normally do my vitamin C, my skincare. To save time, that has all been done. And I'm not using a primer today. I normally am a primer girl, but I am not using a primer today. So, good morning and welcome if you're new. I'm Lee, and let's get the glasses off and get the hairband on to get this back out of my eyes, which it'll just stay right up there by itself. I put some rolls in it, and that's just looks like a beehive hairdo, don't it? Oh my gosh, start right out with a laugh, and that's just makes me happy, you know. Oh, hate to look in this magnification mirror early in the morning, but you know, it is what it is, so here we are. Like I said, I'm not using a primer today, and I'm not going to be using my MAC paint pot for my eyes today. I'm going to be using the Milani eyeshadow base. This is a great eyeshadow base, so that's what I'm going to be using today instead of my MAC. So let's put a little bit of this on, and I'm just going to squirt just a little bit on my finger and just pat that right in. Get it back in these dark circles where those dark crevices in that blue is. I don't want to get too much. Put it that way. Okay, that's the Milani eyeshadow primer. Excuse my voice. It has been, we're under dry weather again, so that's the Milani eyeshadow base, ladies. We're going to go right in. Let me see if I need just a touch of concealer before I start, and I'll be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. And everything will be listed in the description box, so I'm not going to tell you the shades. Let's put a little bit of concealer before we start here. We'll put that down temporarily and go back to it. I'm going to use just a little wedge sponge to blend that, blot it. I have a little fan that I set up over here and I use, and I'm going to turn it on. I'll get situated in a minute. I really will, because I am turning on my little tech version fan because I am burning up. There, that feels much better, ladies. I'm sorry. I'm beyond hot flashes, but I tell you, it's humid. It is humid. Okay, let's get the video going. I'm sorry, enough of this. Okay, we're just having a good time here. Okay, I'm going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and this is the 00BB. It will be listed in the description box. This is the Milani foundation that I'm going to be using. So just give it a good shake, and grab my IT Cosmetics double-ended makeup brush, which is my favorite. I'm just going to squirt some right on there. I normally do it on a little palette. But today we're doing it this way. Let you listen to some music while I blend this foundation. How about that? I'm trying to lighten up on the foundation and not use so much, but I tell you, I got so much to cover. Flipping my brush to the small end. I tell you, these lines, we can't do anything about them. We just live with them, right? This is a good foundation. I haven't used this foundation in a while. Matter of fact, it's been several months since I have used it, but it is a great foundation. It dries down really, really good. As you can see, it covers well, and I'm just pouncing my brush. Stands out sponge, and I'm just going to pat and press. Pick up any areas that has a tendency to get heavy. Okay, let's get some bronzer on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder over my eyelids so that can be setting in, and over, let's see, the bronzer I'm going to be using today. Let me see if I pulled a cream or a powder, and that's going to make a difference if I want to put powder or not. I'm going to use a powder today. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some Bye Bye Pores by It Cosmetics. I'm going to put out a little bit of that and put some over my eyelids as well. Beauty 102. Let's get some bronzer on. Contour and bronzer. I do not have a Milani contour or a bronzer. So what I'm going to be using is the Smashbox Cali Contour Palette. This has 6 different products in there, and it has your contour and it has your bronzer. It has different shades, highlighters. This is a great palette. It's a pricey palette, ladies, but, well, it's not really bad. I think it's in the high 40s, maybe around 50. I've had it for a long time. So I'm going to be using that particular contour. Let me grab my rougher number 4 brush. And I'm going to dip in this shadow right here, which has got the gray base. And let's get a little bit of contour on here. I'm working myself between two mirrors here. Sometimes it's hard to talk when you're doing this, so that's why I just run music in, let you hear music. Some bronzer. I'm going to go ahead and contour down my nose while I have the contour out, and I'm going to use my Nikki LaRose brush. I think it's the N15. I'm not sure, but it is the Nikki LaRose, and I'll have it listed in the description box. And I'm just going to do a little contour down my nose. Yeah, I do go all the way up here. All the way to my brows. And then I will put light here and it pops. Grab my brush cleaner. You wanted long videos that I get to talking, and so this is a long video for you. Clean my brush and going to put a little bit of light down the center. Let's put that aside and go to the bronzer. Grab my bronzer brush. Again, BK Beauty 103. And palette, the Cali Contour by Smashbox. And I think I will dip into this shade right here. Gives a little color. I'm not sure that I like this brush for bronzer. It's a little bit too big for me. I have several more. Warm up the face a bit. A little bit underneath these jaws here. To my eyes and do my eyes. I think that's all dried down. Put just a touch of powder. Little brush. It's a little BK Beauty, and I love this little brush. It's the 113, and I'm going to put just a touch of powder over that and blot it. My eyes. So I want everything to be perfectly smooth so it will blend. Okay, I think I'm going to do the eyes. For the eyes, I'll be using the Milani Gilded Mini. And it'll be listed in the description box, the name of the palette. This is a six pan palette going into the plums and the pinks, and that's what we're going to be working with today. So let's grab my brushes and let's see what happens here. I need a base color first of all. I'm going to grab my Angie Hot and Flashy, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a contour with a light shade, with a contour shade. Actually, I'm going to use a contour that's in the palette here to put a little bit of a base on that. Now, it's not in those tones, it is a contour. rougher number 1 to this shade right here. And then the second shade will be the darker shade. And then the third shade will be the darkest. Just blending, trying to build that up is what I'm doing. That's why sometimes I'll just run music, because it takes a long time to blend this out, as you well know. And I just run the music in there, ladies, because you don't want to sit here and watch me blend forever. But I always try to stop and tell you exactly what I'm doing with the next shade. Okay, I'm going to go to the darkest shade. I'm going to use my same brush. I'm just cleaning it. I'm going to go to the darkest shade. This very, very dark shade on the end here. I need a light shade, and I think I'm going to punch a little bit more purple. I don't know what the problem was, but I may have to buy a new camera eventually. Something happened over there, and I don't know what happened. It gave me a flag. So anyway, as you well know, I'm going to be using Milani highly rated mascara. And this has a large brush. Now I'm going to try to use this. I've had it for a long time. It may be kind of dried up, but it has a large brush, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that with my little tiny skinny lashes or not. But we're going to try it. But no matter what brand I'm working with, I always put a coat before I do my little half lashes of the e.l.f. lash extender. And I always put that on the bottom as well. So before I go any further, I'm going to put a coat of this mascara on my lashes before I do the half lashes and let it dry down. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to let you listen to some music, and I'm going to apply this mascara. See those little sparse lashes? That's why I'll use the little half lashes, ladies. Now I'm going, while I just did one coat on each. I'm going to, what's left on the brush, it's kind of dry, and I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the bottom, what I have on there, what few I have. I'm going to stick a little bit on the bottom. And grab a spoolie, because I'm going to get those clumps before they dry, hopefully. I think this mascara is just about had its days. I think I need to open another one. Okay, at this point, I'm going to go off camera, do my little half lashes, and I'll be right back. I hope you'll stick around and stay with me, my friends. On my little half lashes. Love these little lashes. They will be listed in the description box. I've had a lot of you ask me about the little half lashes, and you know, I always list them in the description box. I need to do one thing. You can see where the little half lash band starts and stops. When you get real close, you can really see that. So what I like to do is take a little liner and blend that in. And I use the e.l.f. the little pen liner. You can get it in black and brown. I have both, and today I'll be using the black. And it's just a little liner. And what I'm going to do, I wish I could just get my head in there where you could see what I'm doing, but what I'm going to do is just get that, not a harsh line, but just a dot here and there to kind of blend that together where it doesn't look so bad. That's my goal anyway. So let's see. I'm shaky, so it's getting, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this because I'm getting so shaky. See a difference? This one's easier to do than the left. I'm right-handed, so here we go. Brace my arm. It's as good as it's going to get today. Little bit of a difference, a big difference as a matter of fact, a big difference. I love that little liner. I have it in black and brown. I'm going to tight line my eyes now. I'll use the Flower Beauty. I have it in all different colors. Instead of the brownstone or the black, today I'm going to be using the blue. I don't know why, but I'm going to use the purple a little bit on my eyes, so I thought this blue would be real soft. So let's tight line these eyes. Listen to music while I tight line my eyes. Makes a big difference. Okay, my corneal specialist would have a fit. He's like, no, 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 no. But when I do it through filming, I take this off. Yes, ma'am, I do. I'm going to put a little bit of liner along the bottom. Number 29 rougher, little small brush. It's a little flat brush. It's a very small flat brush. Love this little brush. All I'm going to do is just dip in some, tap it on some shadow and brush it along there. I'm concentrating more on the outer and then lighter as we go in. And I do not want anything heavy or harsh. That's my goal, in other words. Now I'm going to clean my brush, and I always clean my brush before I put it back because sometimes I'll grab a brush and it's got a previous shadow hue on it, and that creates a big problem. So now I'm going to take another rougher brush. This happens to be number 8. And it's a pencil brush. And I use this brush to blend and soften that. Smudge it. I need a little light color right here on my lid to pop that color to open my eyes up. So I'm going to use another rougher brush. This is number 02. It's a flat brush. And I'm going to dip in this, going back to my Milani palette. I'm going to use this light shade here to dip in to put a little bit of light color up over my lid to open that up. So that's what I'm going to be using there. Lightening this up in here as well. Oh, those crepey lids. Those crepey lids. Now I'm laying my brush kind of at a point. Same little pencil brush, number 3 that I used a moment ago that I cleaned, and I'm going to dip in a lighter shade, and I'm going to put a little bit in the tear duct. In this area here to lighten it up. Okay, and cleaning my brush, I'm going to take that same brush, that rougher number 2 flat brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of highlight on top of my brow there. Under my brow, in other words, not on top, excuse me. And that's just a lighter shade. Okay, let's get some lips on before I do our blush. How does that sound? I'm going to be using Milani liner. The description box will hold the color. Okay, let's line our lips, and I'm going to be using a Milani liner. The description box will have the color in it. We got our lips lined. I'm going to use 2 shades of Milani lipstick. We're going to go with the darker shade, and then we're going to top it with a lighter shade. Again, this is number 27, and I have Pink Frost in Milani. So we're going to see what happens with these 2 shades, and may have to pull in a different color, and I have a Milani gloss as well. Let's start with number 27. That's the shade we're dealing with today. Maybe a little brown. If it does, we can always pull in a little pink. I think it's going to be fine. Number 9, Pink Frost. This is Pink Frost. I'm concentrating more in the center, upper and lower. I have one lip gloss in Milani, and it's called Luminoso. It's on the coral tones, as you well know. I have one Milani lip gloss, and that's it. Can you believe that? And it is Luminoso. I love this lip gloss, but I'm going to use it today, and if it pulls on the coral tones, I'm going to go back and pull another brand in the pink, okay? So here goes some Luminoso. I'm going to go ahead and put this on before I do my blush. And let's see what happens. Let's see if I need to go with more of a pink tone. I think it's going to go coral. Maybe not. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be absolutely fine. Good old Luminoso. You can't beat it. Okay. Let's go to some blush. Now, I do have several Milani blushes, and this happens to be number 03, Berry Amore, number 3. I love these baked blushes by Milani. This one has a swirl of colors. So again, I have other colors here. If this is, I have another color here, number 1, Dulce Pink in Milani, that I can, if this is too light, I can always pick a little bit of the Dulce Pink with it. So let's get both of them out here and have them both out just to see what we're going to do. Grab my blush brush. It's rougher number 5. Let's start with this and see what happens. Take that mirror off. Keeping it high. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine, ladies. Concealer. About to forget my concealer. Using the Milani Conceal and Perfect again. Remember, I used a little bit of that earlier on my Angie Hot and Flashy. Go there. I've had this concealer a long time, and I think it's to dry up on me. I think I'm going to grab a different one. That one is just about... I'm going to grab a different concealer. That one is old. That one's old. Let me pull out my Tarte Shape Tape. See if we can blend this just a bit better. This one is not as old, and it is extremely creamy. I grabbed a different concealer brush and didn't want to go up under there the way I want to, because the other one had that dark color on it. Well, it was not dark, it was just old. It was dried up. So that one needs to go bye-bye. Okay. I think we need to get a little bit of highlighter lighter on my nose. Just put a little bit of highlight right here. Okay, ladies, I think we're finished. I'm going to do something to this hair, and I'll be right back. My friends, this is my finished look with my Milani Get Ready With Me. Like I said, about 70–75% was Milani products, and maybe the other 20–25 was other products that I had to pull in that I did not have. This is the finished look, and I think everything come together good. I've got to replenish a few of my Milani products. You know, I had issues with that concealer. Had to pull in a different concealer because it was just been sitting there and it just got old. It's a great concealer. I just need to replenish that. So anyway, this is the finished look, and I thank you so much for sticking with me and watching this Get Ready With Me today. It was a chatty one. It was a long one. So for those of you that like long videos, get ready with me. There you go. So I love Milani. It's a great brand, and thank you for sticking with me today. Hope you're doing well, and again, until next Thursday, I want to leave you with my favorite words. Go out and make today better than yesterday, but always remember that I love you. I'll have a video for you, my friends, next Thursday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.